Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoterica and our series on the 3DO M2. Today we have a very special treat for you, the best game ever to come out on the M2 platform, PonPonLand. If you can't tell already, I'm being very sarcastic. This is a piece of software to help the elderly with their memory. But it's got a raccoon, and he's running, and the animations are kind of fun, so why wouldn't I show this to you? This weirdly has been a piece of software I've been looking for a very long time, but I knew when I got it, it would be bad. And that's exactly what I expected, and that's exactly what it is. Although it's kind of charming, and the soundtrack is actually really good. I know that doesn't make much sense, but I mean, hey, you kind of get what you get. The animation segments are a lot of fun. Then you get the shots of the elderly playing the game. It was supposed to come out with a 4-button controller with 4 different colors, but of course I don't have that, so we're using the standard 3DO pad, which works perfectly fine. The 4 buttons you need are mapped to the controller. You gotta do a little bit of memory just to figure out which buttons are which since they aren't color-coded, but you can play the game. If you're one of the few people that have M2 hardware and you really want to play an elder care game. So here's the first game here, and we're going to be catching bugs. Really, like I said, don't expect much from this. I'm kind of going to make fun of it the whole time, but it is an interesting piece of software, mostly how it was designed. There's a company that developed software for the M2 where you could basically code for it like it was a DVD menu, and I think that's a little bit of what is going on here, but it does have all the system drivers and folio folders on the disk itself, so it's kind of like a hybrid. Get the countdown, and the action starts. You have to catch those bugs with like 3 frames of animation each, and he is not happy when he gets caught. So this is the first game on the disc, and like I said, I'm using game in the loosest term. The nice part is the loading times don't take very long at all because really it's just a background and a couple sprites going across the screen. And you can switch settings. Now you have this forest area with this clearly not there tree right in the middle, but you're going to see in a moment why that tree is there. There is a little bit of parallax in this game. That green bug just went behind that tree. And now you see the pure power of the 3DO M2. Clearly this was what the system was made for. You can't get any better than this. Again, very sarcastic. I want to show this game, I want to talk about it, but it's really hard to do it with, well, you can't see my face, but a straight face because it is so goofy. Now we have kite racing. Basically, you just hammer on the button as fast as you can, and if your kite gets to the top, you have won. So I think this is just teaching elderly people how to use their fingers faster, or for dexterity. I mean, it's a decent idea off the top. I mean, giving older people something to do in a nursing home, like, nothing wrong with that. But you'll see here, the games are pretty simplistic. But hey, the soundtrack, like I said, is cool. Although I do love those buildings in the back, which just look like Tetris pieces laid on their side. But you'll see that yellow kite goes to the top, and the yellow raccoon has won the game. Now there are some different stages, and you'll see next we go to a different area with Mount Fuji in the background, and we actually get some obstacles. We get some birds flying across the screen, and they're going to destroy your kite. So it does get more complex, and there's a couple obstacles. I mean, really, I think it would be hilarious if somebody speed ran this game, put it at like AGDQ, and you have to basically go in blind and try to beat all 5 of the mini games with the highest score possible. I think that would be a pretty hilarious run, and ooh, that bird just missed the kite. The hitbox was generous on that one, and I was able to win that match. So that's definitely awesome. I'm getting much better at PonPonLand. I may probably get the high score of all time. Maybe I'll submit it to a leaderboard somewhere and see if anyone else can break the score. Now, like I said, all joking aside, it's fun to get another piece of software for the M2, even if it is a little ridiculous. This is one I've been looking for a long time because I knew it existed, and now that I have it, it's just a little charming bit of history on the console itself. So now we're going to the next mini game, which is a musical instrument game. And game is the loosest sense of the term. You just push one of 4 buttons and one of the 4 instruments makes a noise. And you can also control a piano. There's not any game, you just hit buttons, noises occur. It's kind of charming. You get 5 different sets of instruments on the stage and then a bunch of different musical notes on the keyboard itself. But see if you can figure out what I'm playing here. Take a guess in the comments below. If you know what that is, if you can take a guess, leave it below. And if you get it right, I don't know, I'll give you extra credit in the comments, who knows. But you'll see we get different instruments here with that raccoon family. It looks like you have a father, mother, grandfather, and baby raccoon. They don't have any names, or maybe they do. I don't read Japanese, so I really have no idea what's going on, and this noise is probably becoming obnoxious by now. So let's move on to something a little bit more, well, I want to use the word entertaining, but you get all these series of options to play 4 different notes, and you push the buttons and the notes come out, and that's basically all that happens. I don't know what to say. I mean, honestly, I've looked for the software for so long, and now that I have it, I'm kind of like, why did I bother actually looking for this? It's kind of amusing, but really, I probably could have spent my time doing anything else more worthwhile than trying to find PonPonLand. There are a few other pieces of software for the M2 I don't have, and I'm honestly not looking for. There's a program called VizHouse. It's like a 3D visual design program, but you need to have a particular kiosk that has a super disk drive in it, and those are even rarer than just finding an M2, and I really have no desire to design a really crappy looking virtual 3D house. And then there is fire safety software that basically teaches you how to escape a building if there is a fire. Now, if someone sent them to me, I'd certainly cover them, but I do not spend my time looking for them. But what I do spend my time doing is catching fish in a net, because that's extra fun. Like I said, soundtrack's cool. I mean, I don't know where these animations came from. There are credits on the disc, and I will show them to you. But this is basically just the fish catching in a net minigame. And there's a couple different versions of it that you can play with just different patterns. It'd be interesting to find the original controllers that went to this game, although I don't think I ever will. And I probably will not want to pay the price for them if I do find them. But they were 4 large round buttons, a red, a white, a blue. Actually, no, maybe it wasn't blue. Maybe it's yellow. Who knows? I really haven't researched this that much. And you just hammer on the big button. But it works on the 3DO pad, so you can just plug in your standard 3DO pad in the back, and you too can be catching fish in a net. And they look so sad when they get caught too. It's really unfortunate. I don't know if they're going to do dinner or what's going on, but that's the other mini game in the entire set. So yeah, that's really about as exciting as PonPonLand gets. But the soundtrack's cool. I mean, I haven't looked at the credits to see if these people went on to make anything else. I know there's more games in this series, using game in the loosest sense of the term, and they were for Windows 98, so they do technically still make them, or made them for a while. And now we're just going to a basic matching game. They show you cards, and you match them to the buttons, but they like to change the color on you, so it gets a little weird and a little bit hard to understand. It's kind of tricking you, but I guess it does make you use your brain a little bit. It's just match the card to the button. There are some where you have to match different Japanese characters with the buttons, but of course, some of them you have to guess at. There's a little bit of weirdness in the game where you need to understand some Japanese, and of course, I don't understand any. It's a complete blind spot for me, so it's really not that easy for me to play this game, but I'm really not too worried about the score. Lowest score you can get is -100, highest score you can get is 100, so there's really not a huge variable as to what happens when you do good or when you do bad, except you're going to get a screen like you see coming up that gives you your result against, I don't know, the computer, or you can actually save this game. I made a save file on my M2 for PonPonLand, so it definitely would track high scores. And now the credits. These are the people that made the game. Who knows who they are? Who knows if they're still working on this sort of stuff? But they get the credit they deserve. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Go down below and hit like and subscribe if you want to. It took me a long time to find the software. Was it worth it? No. Am I glad I have it? Yes. Is it fun to show you guys? Absolutely. It's just another piece of M2 history. Other than that, I'll be back on Tuesday with another episode in the mainline series, and if I ever find anything more M2 related that isn't as exciting as this, I'll probably still show it. But thanks so much for watching. We appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy the credits. Bye-bye.